Hey everyone! Hello! Oh my gosh, can you believe that this is the last module? This is it. This is it. The end. So sad, so bittersweet, but I know that so many transformations have been happening for you and you've been having aha moments and really exciting boost of inspiration, and I'm so excited to hear about it. Make sure you post about those in the Facebook group and give yourself a little dance party. Yay! So fun. I am so proud of you guys, and I just have to tell you this story before we get started because it's so funny when you truly up-level your confidence and have that mastering your high vibe confidence and knowing that you're going to continue to grow that. Like seriously, when you get that all in place and get your thoughts in order, amazing things happen, okay? So while I talk about this, go get your tea, go get your water, whatever you need, your wine, whatever you need. But I have to tell you, okay, so today, when I was driving around and running errands, I had 3 places that I went to where I had princess parking, like front row. Someone pulled out immediately as I was pulling in. It was effortless. And that's one of my mantras. That's honestly one of my affirmations and my mantras is that I get princess parking wherever I go. And I do. And it's really cool, you guys. So set stuff up like that. That makes you feel really cool. About this, I don't know if it's my new pink hair or what it is. I had a free venti drink at Starbucks, okay? So I went there and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get, or just a free drink. So I went and I got some tea and I was like, awesome, like it's gonna be great. I walk in there and then they made a few others before they made mine. And the girl was like, what are you waiting for? And I was like, oh, like the peach white tea or whatever that is. And she was like, oh, okay. And I said, I got a venti, like half the pumps of sweetener, yada, yada. And she was like, my name's Brooke, just making sure it wasn't going to be made by someone else. And she started making it. And then the guy set this down for me to pick up. And so literally this one was free. Okay. Well, then she made another one and she was like, oh, just have this too. And I legit walked out of there today with 2 free venti awesome teas. So I don't know if it's just manifesting, but I truly believe when your thoughts are in order, when you feel super confident, amazing things just happen to you. They do. They do. And so I'm so proud of you for taking this course, taking this step, and just knowing that from here on out, you have way higher confidence, extremely high vibe, but you are able to master it because you have the tools that you need to get you to where you want to go. So excited. All right, so remember, you have these courses forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So you get to come back to these tools anytime you want. And just know that when you implement everything that I've talked about, you will master your confidence. I know you will, and I know you've got it. So celebrate how far you've come. Celebrate your little ahas and your wins and whatever. Today, we're really going to dive into the next step that's really going to take your confidence to the next level, okay? So let me share my screen. Where did that go? All right, share screen. How do I do that? Sometimes I forget things, and I do this all the time, and it's so funny because I'm like, how do I do that? Just kidding. All right, we're going to share my screen. Okay, so that is clicked properly. We're going to get this good. Okay, so pulling this up. Oops, I didn't mean to highlight that. Okay, we're going to view it. Full screen mode. And we're good. Okay, yay. Okay, I think I'm going to click on this just in case. Okay, but we want to go back out. Welcome to Module 5. Yay! All right, so today, we're going to talk about stepping into your power, acting as if, and I'm going to send you off with love. But this is a huge step, you guys, in mastering your confidence and really getting into the next level of confidence. And so I have a little to-do list here for you. Complete the soul pop questions, print out the exercises in this workbook. I think there's maybe only one. Keep an open mind. Write out what your most confident self looks like. Write that out. Write out how you're going to act as if this week. And then ask questions in the Facebook group as needed, of course. Okay, got my notes, got everything ready. Are you excited? Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna talk about stepping into your power. Oh, can you see that? Here, let me move myself over here for today, right now. Okay, I'll move myself back, but I wanna make sure you can read the quote. So, stepping into your power, you already have everything that you need inside of you. And I want you to know that. It's not something, your power is something that cannot be lost, like a business card or a phone or a set of keys or anything in that aspect. It can't be lost. You already have it inside of you. But so often we easily give our power away. We put the needs of others in front of ours, and just know that it is not selfish to put yourself first, to put your needs as a high priority in your life. Just know that, okay? So don't forget our chat about happiness, right? The only way to find pure happiness and fulfillment from within is to be able to step into your power and have full power, okay? Okay. Woo, my nose is a little already. Okay. So when you doubt your power, you are actually giving power to your doubt. Gross, right? Like, we don't want to do that. When you doubt your power, you give power to your doubt. And that's not going to get you anywhere. Okay, so next slide. Oops. I'm going to move myself back over. I don't even know if you can see that. All right, good. I like being in that corner because then I can see myself. So step into your power. All right, so we need to stop judging yourself. Stop judging, right? We are our own worst critics. And it's something that everybody deals with, especially those who are perfectionists. I'm a recovering perfectionist, you guys, so I'm calling my own self out, okay? We are our own worst critics. Let go of the judgment and find those things that you truly love to do that bring back your power, okay? So stop judging yourself. Be able to be you and just have fun and really, truly, like, just be in love with where you're at. Remember, celebrate every step of the way, because that's what's going to help you really be excited for where you are and know that you're, getting to where you want to go. So just stop judging, release that, have fun as who you are. You are you for a reason, okay? Accept, accept, accept. So I truly believe that acceptance is key to a lot of issues. You guys, it's where your power and love lives. It's where, like, your power and your love, it's where it lives. So accepting allows you to take responsibility for your life and your own decisions. You're just accepting that things have happened and you're accepting where you are. Recognize that you have choices. You always have a choice in everything that you do, whether that's how you react to a situation or the decisions that you make on your next steps. You have choices. You're choosing the life that you're living right now. Start taking positive action. So change means action, right? We cannot, I always love this saying, but nothing changes until something changes. So it's like someone who complains about their life, well, if they're not excited, if they don't want to change anything, then nothing is ever going to be different, So remember to take positive actions. So change means action. Write down what you want, what your needs are, and run after it, okay? And remember that you can say no. You're allowed to say no, right? You don't have to people please. You don't have to say yes to everything, Going back to our comfort zone chat, if it is something that is like, you're like, no, because it's fearful and you just don't like, you're like, I don't know. Like I said, karaoke is almost like, hey, let's do karaoke. And then you're like, no. Like, that's me. I'm like, no. But like, really, it's probably something that would stretch myself out of my comfort zone. So like, that's good. But this is what I mean by saying no in this aspect. I mean that you don't have to people please. You don't have to say yes to everyone. You don't have to go out of your way and bend over backwards to please everyone else, okay? You are allowed to say no. Embrace the no and take care of yourself, okay? So these are just a few quick steps to help you recognize just how powerful you actually are. Like I said, it's already inside of you. It's already there. Like, dig it up. Dig it up. You just need to bring it out and let the lion roar, right? Let the lion roar. You are so powerful, and you deserve to feel powerful, okay? No one is you, and that is your power. Remember that you are awesome. That's by Dave Grohl. I guess it's Grohl. But no one is you, and that is your power. Like, you are so special. You are so special. And you have qualities that people admire about you, and you're growing yourself, and you are working on yourself, and that you are powerful exactly as you are. And I want you to remember that, okay? So, quick little tips about stepping into your power. We're really going to focus today on acting as if. And this is like a huge step. So majority, like our entire chat today is basically about this. So let's talk about acting as if. So this is a perfect time to talk about it, especially because I just got my hair done. All right, so you guys, I spent $300 on my hair with Chip. And depending on where your money mentality is right now, that might seem like a lot. But here's the thing. If I'm acting as if the future, amazing, bold, confident, beautiful, successful growth that I desire to grow into, then getting my hair done would be a regular thing, right? So I wouldn't flinch at the idea of spending money. I would be at peace, and I would be excited to see the hair transformation, right? So let's talk about acting as if. So acting as if is about attracting experiences that feel the same as we are feeling now. They match our current beliefs and vibrations, okay? So it's all about how we're feeling. This means that we have to feel now what we would like to, or like what we would be feeling if we had already had what we wanted. Does that make sense? So like, okay, okay, silly example, my teeth today, okay. Cause like very well could have manifested these, or maybe my pink hair has magic powers, I don't know. But, okay, I was feeling really good today, right? And so like maybe I was feeling, oh my God, I was already feeling like, oh, I get free tea, I got a free drink, yay! And then I ended up with 2 free drinks because I was already in that place where I was feeling super good about having a free drink. I know that's really minuscule, and you're like, okay, Brooke, like, cool. But think about it in a different way. Think about it in, okay, excuse me. All right, say your favorite car, okay? You get to sit into your beautiful new favorite car, and it is yours. It's yours. You need to resonate in the feeling that we would be feeling if we already had that car to get to the place where you would have that car. I hope that makes sense. So we need to take a moment and think, how would it feel? How would it feel if you had everything that you've ever desired? Everything you've ever dreamed of? How would it feel? What would you be feeling? Imagine your dream life right now. Close your eyes. Picture it. Where are you? What's around you? You know, where are you going? What are you working on? How would you be feeling in that place and time, right? So figure out how to feel that right now, okay? Remember your vision board. I know that we picked feeling words, and that's why we picked those images. That's why I have it on my phone in my background. Like, I have that so close by because really, truly, seeing those make me feel those words, and those are the words that I desire to feel. So you've already kind of been acting as if already because you have those, and like immediately when you see those images, you're like, oh, I feel my feeling words, and I love it, okay? So, like I mentioned, we need to be feeling how we would feel if we had everything. If we had everything. This doesn't necessarily mean that you feel amazing every single second. But if we did, just know that things would move along like a lot more quickly if we did. But it's okay that you don't, okay? So if you were your most confident self, how would you dress? Where would you shop, right? Where would you shop? Would you sit up a little straighter? Would you like walk with your shoulders back? Would you like strut your stuff everywhere you went? I feel like I should turn my face. Oh, no, not yet. Just kidding. Okay. Okay, so how would you be acting if you were your most confident self? So remember that resistance is what gets in the way of manifesting, feeling resistant. So after believing so long certain things, like believing that things weren't possible for us for a long time, right? Then all of a sudden trusting that we can have it by simply feeling a certain way, I know that can be tough. So I know that it's hard when things don't always go the way that we want. And now I'm telling you, oh, just imagine that it did, and just feel the way that it would feel. And I get that it's hard because I had a really hard time with this. And that's why this is the last step, because I feel like this is a key step into it. And it's so important that you figure this out, you guys. Because, you know, I know that our life experiences and our experience through everything up until now has provided a lot of proof, a lot of evidence to your limiting beliefs. And even though we like now know that why the beliefs were caused in the first place, we know our fears, we know how to derail them, we understand how the beliefs were created. There's so much momentum behind all of that evidence and proof that your brain has provided that it makes it kind of hard to make a clean break. But just remember that you have to start somewhere, okay? So I don't want you to think that this is super easy for me, because it wasn't necessarily, but that's why this is the last thing we do, because I understand how this can be really hard to do, especially if you're feeling low in your current situation. If you're not feeling good right now, you're probably like, bro, how the heck am I supposed to feel, you know, peace and love when I feel chaos and confusion and hurt and pain? I get it, okay? So I understand. I was there. I totally get it, you guys. So if someone told me at the time 2 years ago to like act as if I had everything I already wanted and I was already there and how I would act, honestly, I'd be a little frustrated and I'd be confused and honestly mad, because my life was so far away that I couldn't imagine it. So that's why you have to get super behind your goal, right? You have to get 100% behind your goal. So I couldn't envision that far ahead, but I could envision being happy, being confident, being okay with being alone, okay? I could envision getting to that point, but I couldn't envision traveling the world yet, because I was like, that doesn't seem realistic, okay? So make sure you're able to get 100% behind your most immediate goal. Okay, so for example, let's just an example for anybody. Let's say you're shooting for, like, you really desire a 10K month, okay? You're like, oh, that sounds so good. That sounds amazing, right? But do fearful thoughts come up? And like, do you think, oh, that's a stretch? Like, it's possible to happen, but like what are you thinking? Are you actually like, oh yeah, totally, no brainer? Or are you thinking like, oh, that sounds really great, but I just don't know how that's possible, right? So maybe if you can't fully get behind that, then you can get behind a 5K goal or an 8K goal. Because if you can't fully get behind it, you're actually going to self-sabotage. And then you're not even going to be close to that goal. So make sure you're able to get behind it 100%, okay? 100%. Society is like so used to focusing on the future with everything that we do. And I understand that. I think society is very focused on, what are my goals? What do I want to be? Like dreaming, like they want something different for their life, but they don't always know how to get it, right? So they're so focused on the future. And when everything will change for us, like, right, when everything's just being magical, so we often forget to make our current reality seem exciting, right? Because we're so focused on where we're going. And that's good. Like, you want to know where you're going, but that's why being grateful and having gratitude for where you are and celebrating everything we do is so important because it provides, you know, basically it is not about the destination. It's not about an event. It is about the journey. Okay? And people forget that so often because once you get to that destination or that current event or whatever that goal is, you're going to have a new goal. And if you never celebrate, I know we talked about this last week, but if you never celebrate, then you're never going to be excited. And so plan for the future. Yes, you have to have goals, but be grateful for where you are because that is what's going to get you closer to those goals too. And so I want to ask you, I don't know where this quote is. Let me find it. That's okay. All right, so I want to ask you, like, how differently would you feel about like a crummy job or like a crummy situation if you knew in a few months' time that you would have a new position or a new job or a new business and you'd be living out your calling? Like if you knew, okay, like I'm in this really crummy job and I hate it and it's miserable and it's draining and I'm exhausted. But in December, I'm quitting and I'm living out my calling. And I just know that that's the steps that I'm taking. How would you be feeling? How differently would you be feeling right now? Okay. How would you feel if you knew that the next few discovery calls you had, you would sign each one of those clients? The next few sessions that you had with whatever kind of business you may have, that everybody would buy something from you. How quickly would you go do that work, right? If I told you, okay, the next 5 phone calls that you have, your program's gonna be completely sold out. Well, wouldn't you get those 5 phone calls done today? Because you'd be like, yes, super excited. And you'd be like, yay, you know, but it's being certain in it's being certain in your journey, no matter if it's not certain, you know, you'd probably be more confident. You'd probably be more grateful for where you are right now if you knew that those things were going to be happening, right? You would feel way more gratitude. And there'd be like, yes, I know amazing things are happening to me, and so I'm just going to like let it happen. And you release that pressure, right? So here's the thing is that transitioning to acting as if, your mind might fight you a little bit. It might fight you. And the moment that your mind and your brain thinks you're trying to take away like what it wants, because we like focusing on the future, we like focusing on, you know, different things like that. So it might freak out a little bit. So that's normal, okay? The world is not used to acting as if. Many people do not even practice this. Many people don't even really understand it. But the more you let the idea of your current desire is just one mind shift away, like knowing that it's one mind shift away from you, it's so much easier and you'll be able to detach from there. So like if you have it in your head and that's your new mantra, everything I want is just, it's right there. It's coming before I know it. Oh my God, such a good affirmation. My current desire will be here before I realize. It's right around the corner. It's going to be here before I know it. And just know that you have a choice to feel better. Okay, so you're only one mind shift away from completely transforming your confidence by acting as if. I feel like the screen is boring. Sorry, guys. Okay. So the transition, give yourself wiggle room. It might not be smooth, but it doesn't mean it has to be painful or challenging. It can be easy. Say, acting as if is easy to me. It comes effortlessly. It comes easily. New affirmation, okay? It just simply means that you'll be able to deliberately, I don't know if you can hear those sirens, but you'll be able to deliberately switch your gears, right? So just know that it might be a gradual shift and not like an immediate shift. And just be willing to trust the process without even fully understanding it. I'm just gonna turn this page, so I feel like that page is boring. All right, we're on a new page, but I'll talk about this in a second. So we can start becoming the person that we want to become anytime. It takes one decision. We just merely need to decide that it's time and then do it, okay? So acting as if is not about faking it until you make it, okay? It's actually about feeling better right now, knowing what you want is coming and having the trust and the faith that what you want is coming and you're able to see light at the end of the tunnel. And just knowing that these awesome feelings that it creates, you know? So you're already feeling like it's already here, even though it may not be here yet, okay? So here's this quote. I'm sure you've heard the saying that, like, people, you've heard a million times people say, I'll believe it when I see it. But here's the thing, especially when it comes to acting as if and having that belief, really, truly, it's when you believe it, you will see it. And this goes with everything that we talked about before, seeing signs. You know, like when you believe that the universe is helping you, that God is there with you and you're not alone, you see signs everywhere because you asked for it, okay? So you see signs because you believe that they're going to be there. So you see it, right? If you never took that step to believe it was going to be there, you probably wouldn't notice the signs in the first place. Same thing with acting as if. When we believe that we're going to get to our desire and we know exactly how we're going to feel in our desire and we feel those feelings right now, that's going to get us way closer and we're going to see that desire sooner than later. Okay? That's why, like, this is so important, you guys. So I hope all this is making sense. If you have questions, let me know. So we're going to get really super stinking clear on what it is that we want. Because if you aren't clear on what's going on, then you can't really manifest anything, to be honest with you. So write out 10 to 20-ish things that you, in detail, that you really, really want. And be super specific, okay? For example, let's say that you want your dream home. Okay, well, what the heck does your dream home look like? What color is the door? Like for me, okay, I like legit have this in my head. I have like this really pretty like brick home, and I don't really like definitely more like a brownish, and like I really want one that looks old but isn't necessarily old. And I want double red doors, like beautiful red doors, so I can open the doors and clean them open. And I want one of those driveways, like those circle drives. I mean, I don't really know where I want to be living yet, but I'm picturing the house, right? And so this would be a house that I build, or this could be a house that I like find one day and I'm like, this is my house, right? So you can't just say, okay, I want my dream home. Well, you have to be clear on what that is. What's the neighborhood like? What color are the shutters? How big is the yard? Is it an acre lot, or do you live in Colorado where there's no yard and you can touch your neighbors? Like, what? What do you want, you know? So I know we've already gone over goal setting, so you kind of already have a similar list. Just make sure you get into details and make sure you start working backwards. Once you know what you want, you can work backwards to determine the actions you'll take to get there and how you're going to feel. So for example, if you want to manifest a new car, you know exactly which one you want, so you need to go test drive it and like feel yourself in the car so you can envision it later and you can remember how that feels. You know, you want to look into financing. You want to maybe start picking your color. You know, you want to start taking action so you can do that right away. So go back to goal setting in module 3 if you need a reminder. I believe it was module 3. But a huge part of like acting as if is playing pretend. And I know that as adults, playing pretend is kind of challenging. And I want you to think back to kids. If you are around kids all the time, then you see this all the time. But just imagine yourself as a child. You have like basically a piece of paper that is blank. And that is why kids are so easily able to have these imaginations. They build things and they're like, oh, this is cool. You know, like, oh, this is my castle. And like as an adult, you're like, that is like a toothpick and a cup. So that's your castle. Okay, cool. Like, you know, but like that's their castle, you know, and they see it, they envision it, they believe it because they believe it to be so, they imagine it. So getting back to that place of playing pretend, this is the element of magic. Like the element of magic comes together when you start pretending and start feeling like you're already there, okay? So you're not just taking actions that you know you should take, right? You're also pretending to be the person who already has what you want. Does You're not just taking actions. You are pretending to be that person. You are feeling as if you are that person. So for example, what would a person who already owns the car that you want to be driving, what would they be doing? How would she act? How would she feel? So playing pretend will inspire you to take actions that you weren't even considering taking before. You are a little bit more creative. It's kind of like stretching your comfort zone. You start thinking differently, okay? So another example. So when I want to bring new clients into my business, I act as if I already have new clients, right? So I do things like maybe I'll set up their contracts. Maybe I'll prep their course materials. Maybe I'll make new templates that I think that they will need. So doing these things and getting me in the place where I'm already expecting to have that and feeling as if they're already there brings me the clients that I'm asking for because I'm already prepared and ready and I'm excited for them because I'm already feeling as if it's already happening. So as adults, we just don't often spend enough time pretending or playing. We just don't do that enough because we're taught that those are like children's games, okay? But playing and pretending and acting as if, they are some of the biggest ways to start manifesting the things that you actually desire into your life right now. Right now. Acting as if is believing in things that don't currently exist, even if there isn't much evidence for it, right? So remember, when I believe it, like when you believe it, you will see it. It will be there for you when you believe it. So this is about living a faith-based life, not an evidence-based life. And a lot of what we talked about throughout this entire course was letting go of control and giving it up to God and the universe and angels and source light or energy, whatever you believe in, it doesn't matter. But releasing the control, doing what you can do, and trusting that the universe has your back, like you're taken care of. So being a faith-based life is not needing the evidence to be there or finding the evidence, like being able to see evidence in others and saying like, okay, look what she just did. Oh, I can do that too. I can do that too. If she can do that, so can I. Me too, right? That's belief. That's having faith. Remember that fear and faith, they can't live in the same place at the same time. Remember that. So instead of waiting to see and hoping that things will just turn out and hoping that things will just get better, or simply just allowing circumstances and situations to determine how we feel, what if we acted as if everything within us and around us, is what we need to be successful, happy, and fulfilled already? We already have everything we need, right? So everything that we need is already here. You have everything within inside you to bring out your power. You have everything inside you to understand how you would feel if you had your desires and feel those feelings right now to bring those desires to you quickly, fastly. Fastly? I don't know that's a word. Fast, quickly, whatever. Doesn't matter. So you're like, okay, Brooke, this is really cool, but how the heck do I do this? I get it. All right, let's talk about really, truly how to get started with acting as if. I just really wanted to go into why acting as if is so important, because we have to believe. We have to act as if it's already happened to us and like how we be feeling. So first and foremost, we need to find the emotional root of your desire. So you want a new car, okay? Well, I know we know about the law of attraction, and this is very much the law of attraction. What you think about is what you bring to you. So if you're feeling high vibe, that's why you're bringing that stuff easily to you, okay? So it's a great way to get what we want, but we need to figure out what the roots of why we want it in the first place. So what are you actually trying to feel by attracting a new car to you? So maybe you want a car because it's going to make you feel free, right? Maybe you want a car because it'll make you feel successful. Perhaps you want to feel like fulfilled or like excited, and that having a new car is going to do that. What emotion are you trying to gain by getting this new car? So for you, what emotion, what feeling are you going to gain by having your desire? So for me, getting my hair done, it has nothing to do about like legit getting my hair done, but when I get my hair done, I feel confident. I feel beautiful. I feel like, look at me, my hair is being, I mean, you know, like it's fine. And so I feel pampered. I feel fresh. And that brings me back to the feeling word that I want to feel, which is powerful. I love feeling powerful. And this makes me feel powerful, getting my hair done. And it's a quick thing, an easy fix. I mean, even just little things. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Putting on a lipstick makes me feel powerful. Okay? So just figure out what that is. So identify the emotion that you want to feel, because it's an important to the process of acting as if. So go back to your feeling words. Are they still accurate? Do you need to change them a little bit? Find the root of all of your desires and write them down. So each desire that you want in that list that you're making, write the root emotion, the emotional root for each of those. Yay, number 2. Okay, so be aware of the root emotion in all areas of your life. So once you've identified the root emotion and what you actually want, you can move on to the next step, which is finding the evidence that you already feel this emotion in your life, right? For example, okay, so it might be hard to feel like you have the new car that you want already. Like you're kind of like, well, how would that actually make me feel? Okay, so you never had the car. You like, how would you know what exactly it feels like? Or your dream home, okay? Like, how are you supposed to know what it's going to feel like when you walk into it? So, I mean, I have tips with this. So, like, honestly, if it's a car, it's a simple example. You going to test drive it is going to help you feel that. You going to see homes that are similar to your dream home, or maybe that are your dream home that are up for sale right now, it's going to help you feel what it's like to, like, walk into a brand new home and think, this could be mine. This could be mine, okay? But here's the thing is that you know that you want your root emotion. So let's just say like freedom and prosperity and excitement and success and free. I already said freedom. And love, whatever. You know what those feel like because you've had those emotions before, and that's how you know that you want them again, right? So for me, my feeling words are love. I want to feel love in everything I do. I love feeling loved. I love feeling loved and connected with people. That's why affirmations are so huge for me. But I also love giving love. So, but I know what that feels like because I felt love before. I'm free. I have had my own business. I know what it's like to live in Austria and travel the world whenever I want to. I felt free before, and I desire more of that, right? Peace. I feel peace in certain situations. Maybe that's when I go to church, or maybe that's when I'm with my friends. I felt peace before. Maybe that's when I graduated college. You know, okay, peace. Free love, peace. You know, powerful is one of my words. You know, I have felt powerful when I hit a success level that I thought you know, like we talked about, success is like varies on everybody's level, but I felt really powerful when I hit a specific level in my business, and that made me feel powerful. I mean, you know, you love that feeling, right? I think of my last word. I don't know, but you get the point. I like don't need to go over all this, but you already have felt those feeling words, and that's why you desire to feel them again. And you desire to feel more of them. Okay. So you already know what it feels like. So if the root emotion that you're hoping for with a new car is feeling successful, look into the examples of your life where you've already felt successful. So maybe you felt successful when you got promoted. Maybe you felt successful when you sold out your program. Maybe you felt successful when you posted on Facebook. Like, what do you do that makes you feel successful? Okay, so from here on out, take note of every time you feel successful. So like if you notice like you feel like whatever your 5 feeling words are, okay, and you feel peace. Okay. Oh my gosh, what am I doing right now that I feel peace? Am I just drinking tea outside and watching people, or kind of waking up quietly, like what do you do, okay? What are you doing? And so then from here on out, so take note of that, but focus on how success has already been attracted to you too. So you know how you want to feel. You know you felt it before. What were you doing when you were doing that? And how have you already done it so many times? Remember, so like, what have you achieved? What are the cool things that you've done, okay? So, new affirmation. So if success is something that you want to have and to feel, then I feel success every single day. I feel success every single day. I feel love every single day. I feel at peace throughout my day. You know, just new affirmation, new mantra, you know, always affirm things, you guys. Revel in that feeling of whatever it is. So success is just the example that we're using. Revel in the feeling of success whenever, however it comes to you, even with small things. Okay, so like, okay, let's say I lost my keys and I found them. Yay! So you've been searching for them everywhere and you're like, okay, you found them. Hooray, you got your keys. Feel success. Feel that success. Take a moment to feel it. And then the big things, of course, are like getting a promotion at work, signing your dream client, selling out a program. It doesn't matter. Celebrate all of that, okay? Just revel in that feeling. Remember what that feels like. Don't like let it slide even if it's small. Focus on the feeling of the root emotion and you will start to project the vibe of having what you want. And this is a great way to start acting as if, okay? So you know your root emotion. You know you've seen the root emotion in all areas of your life. You know you felt it. You like right now where you felt it before, you know, etc. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't. So the last part is really reacting and watching your reactions. So this is kind of a big one, you guys. Think about this. Okay, would a person who has a lot of money say something like, I can't afford that. When she saw something that was pricey that she wanted, no, I can't afford that. She'd probably say something like, instead, like, oh, I'd love to get that. Or, yeah, that would look great in my living room, right? Or she would say something like, oh, I have something just like this. So beautiful. Maybe I should buy a pair. You know, so should you, okay? So when it comes to money, it's kind of tough. Our money issues come from our money stories that we developed over time. And even if you can't afford something, act as if you could, you're just choosing not to, right? So even if every time you buy something and you only buy like $1 water bottle, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Say something like, there's more where that came from. Money loves me. I love money. I have a great relationship with money. Money is a whole nother topic. But do you get what I'm saying? Watch your reactions. So I could have sat here and thought about all the things that I could have used $300 for besides doing my hair. But it wasn't about spending $300 on my hair. It was about acting as my most powerful self and like the feelings that the future Brooke, who makes 5 figures a month, wants to feel. I want to feel powerful. I want to feel beautiful. I want to feel confident. Well, getting my hair done makes me feel those things. So I'm choosing to act as it. So just remember that, okay? So think about this in a different aspect. All right, so would a guy who has a really great career complain about his job when he's asked about it? Like, yeah, people have frustrations, right? But no, he would probably share with you all of the really good things that were going on at his job. So like you should talk about all the good things too. Like don't dwell on things that aren't serving you. So even if the bad outweighs the good, you get to choose to focus on the things that are going really awesome right now. Don't focus on what's going wrong. Don't focus on why you're not at where you need to be. Focus on what's going on that's right now. So even when I was in my abusive relationship, when people asked me how I was doing, I wasn't sharing the sad things, I was focusing on the good things. I would focus on and usually share about loving being in Colorado. I would talk about the fun things that I've done so far. I didn't tell them the bad things that were going on. I wasn't focused on those, okay? So I know that these reacting like that is sometimes unnatural, but with practice, it will become easier and easier, and then eventually you'll form a habit of always focusing on the things that are going really right and how you're feeling those feelings, right? So remember, with every action, there's a reaction, okay? So each time the subject comes up and you feel yourself reacting maybe in a not good way, think to yourself, how would someone who already has what I desire react to this issue? Someone who is living my dream life right now, what would she do? How would she act to this? Would this upset her? Or would she probably blow this off and be like, meh. Think about it, okay? So even if you have to find a specific person to look up to, maybe it's someone in the online space, maybe it's someone you admire in your family, maybe it's someone that is in your networking group, or it doesn't matter. Someone who has really high vibe confidence and you're like, oh my gosh, okay, think about what would that person do? How would that person act? I mean, maybe even reach out to them if you're called to do that, if you feel like you would do that. But act as if you're already there. How would you want to be acting if you already had your dream life? Would things trip you up, right? Does that make sense? So as you move forward and you start to act as if, instead of focusing directly on what you want and getting lost in the wanting, use these 3 steps to project the vibe of someone who already has what you want, right? So again, recap, find the emotional root of your desire. So your feeling words, like how you want to feel and why you want the desire, because it's going to make you feel blank. Be aware of the root emotion in all areas of your life, the law of attraction, what we think about, we read about. So where do you see those feelings? Where have you felt them before? Be aware of your reactions. Always ask yourself, how would someone act? How would someone react if they already had everything you desired? If they had a new car, how would they act, right? Deep breath. I know this is a little tricky, but start here. It's gonna get so much easier. It's gonna be so much easier, and you were literally like so on your way to mastering confidence and really learning how to manifest and getting things attracted to you in your life will help boost that completely, because you will already act as if you're there. You're already there. You already have everything you need. You just have to make sure you're focusing on the right things. And we have learned about how to switch your thoughts. We've learned how to derail fears. We've learned how to goal set. We've learned how to break down our goals. We've learned how to stretch our comfort zones. You have everything you need to master your high vibe confidence, to be where you want to be in the future and feel all of the things that you want to feel. So watch your words. Oh, this is like a cute little thing. Sorry. Should have turned this to you. All right. Watch your words. All right. So this is where I send you all the love in the world. Okay. Sending you so much love. Sending you so much love. You've got this. You've got it. You've got it. You have the tools and everything you need inside of you to become the most confident lady that you desire to be. You deserve to live your dream life. You have everything you need to go do that. Just implement the things that I have taught you. Don't stop here. The process does not stop. Just remember, keep going with these steps that we've talked about. You have this course forever, so come back to this anytime you want. Don't think you can't come back to it. We might add to it, okay? Keep an eye out in the Facebook group for those random Zoom calls that are going to be coming up, and I'm just going to ask the time and keep an eye on those so then you can jump back in and feel confident, you guys, because I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, and I know that big things are happening when your thoughts are in the right place, when your confidence is in the right place, when you're feeling high vibe, you attract amazing things to you, like free tea. and beautiful parking spots. And like, it's amazing. So be prepared for amazing things to happen and expect amazing things to happen to you. And I am just so proud of you. And I am literally cheering you on, dancing the way, yay! All the way to mastering your high vibe confidence. You've got this. You've got it. You have everything you need. These are literally the exact steps that took me from my abusive relationship, feeling derailed, feeling fear, feeling, oh my God, so lost, and I didn't know where to go. These are the exact steps that I took to be this place where people tell me every day that my energy is contagious and that they admire my confidence. You can do this too. I'm awesome, but I'm nothing special, okay? You can do it too. So excited for you. Okay, so I'm gonna put my face big and give you kisses. How do I do that? Stop share. Duh. Stop share. There's my face. Yay, hello. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. The egg queens are happening. You are transitioning. You are shifting. And I am cheering you on every step of the way to your mastery, your high vibe confidence. So, love your guts. Love you so much. So sad this has to end, but post your takeaways and your shifts and your transitions and your breakthroughs in the Facebook group. Let us love on you. I am always here if you have questions and need extra support. Love you lots. All the love, all the love.